Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Little Caesars Arena in the District of Detroit. We appreciate everybody being here this afternoon. On behalf of 313 Presents and Illich Sports and Entertainment, my name is Brett McCluthy. I'm the Director of Marketing Communications here. Again, thanks for coming. We were really looking forward to a great week here for the NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships. We'd like to start off by thanking our official hosts, the University of Michigan, in addition to the Detroit Sports Commission, our local organizing committee here, and also the NCAA for selecting Little Caesars Arena to host this tremendous championship here this week. For the media in attendance, if there's anything we can do to help you with your coverage throughout the week, please feel free to reach out to a member of the media coordination staff. And again, we look forward to a great few days here. We're pleased to be joined today by 5 student athletes that will be competing in this week's championship. From your right to your left, we are joined by Miles Amine of Michigan, Penn State's Roman Bravo Young, Yanni Diakomihalis of Cornell, Iowa State's David Carr, and Gable Steveson of Minnesota. Fellas, thanks for being here today, and the best of luck this week. A few housekeeping items as we get started here. Again, to the media in the room here in the VIA concourse, if you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand. We do have 2 microphone holders. We have Bryce and Sam with us. I believe Bryce is on this side, Sam on the other. And it's important to speak into the microphone, please, because this press conference is being recorded and also will be available via Zoom. The first time you ask a question, please introduce yourself and your affiliation. That would be helpful so everybody can put a name with a face. And then just a reminder that this press conference is going to be transcribed via ASAP Sports, so we will have those transcriptions available for you. Please, to the level that you can, extend or address your question for the student athlete or the coach who is intended to answer that question. If time permits, we do have a Zoom component here. It looks like there's several folks that are in the Zoom room waiting there. And if time permits, we will go to questions from that assembled group as well. With that, we'll go ahead and open up questions for the student athletes. And again, we appreciate everybody being here. So go ahead and fire away, and we'll start with the mic.
Mike Finn from Win Magazine. This is for you, Miles. Obviously, the Amine name is well known with Michigan. Can you talk about what it does mean to you, to your family, memories you've had growing up, things that your father shared, other members of your family have shared with you?
Yeah, it's obviously a pretty special moment being here in Detroit. I was actually at the Palace of Auburn Hills back in 2008, I think, when I watched Josh Trello wrestle in the NCAA finals there. I remember as a kid, but just my family, obviously the state of Michigan, University of Michigan. 6 of us have came through the program, and it's been really special. Kind of being able to be on a team with my brother, my older cousin, and my younger cousin. I'm like father time in that aspect. But just trying to keep all that stuff, kind of the news stories and for the press. Try to make it as much, just another wrestling tournament, kind of my own wrestling journey. Even my dad, he's told me that several times. Like, it's important, that there's a legacy in the family, but when you go out there and wrestle, you're wrestling for yourself. That's really all there is to it. So just trying to keep it, what it is, just a wrestling match, and not thinking too much about the legacy. But when this season's over and maybe a couple months from now, I'll think about that and I'll have a different answer for you.
Gable, I just wondering, when you were making your decision after the Olympic trials about your career path, was there any consideration to sticking with wrestling, trying to win more Olympic golds and world championships than anybody else, and then maybe go to the WWE when you were like 28, or was it something you thought about?
Me and my family as a whole thought about all the possibilities that we could make. I think a good choice for me was to come back to the NCAA tournament and try to win this special thing again, and then go to the WWE, and I got a 3-year deal with them, so it comes around about 2024, 2025, and so I mean, you know what I'm trying to get at, but who knows?
Down in the front here.
Gary Abbott with USA Wrestling. Yanni, I'd just like to get your thought about being in this tournament. It's been a few years, right? I mean, you had an Olympic run that you made, and then last year the conference didn't allow you guys to wrestle. So what's it like for you to go through the season and come here to go after another title?
Yeah, I mean, mean, it's definitely been a while. My last NCAA tournament was 2019, so that was 3 years ago. You know, the folk style season, it's tough, it's a grind, but I feel like my coaches prepared me really well. And, you know, coming into this weekend, I feel really confident. And I think we have a great team. And, you know, I feel as good as I can, right? So, feeling good.
Down in front again.
David, I probably should just ask you the same question I asked Miles. You had a different bit of a family legacy with Iowa State. Could you share some of the memories you may have had with your dad when he talked about his Iowa State days and when you finally made that decision?
Yeah, we were just working out the other day, and he was talking about his NCAA match and the intensity of it. And it was just really cool. It was really special. And you know, I'm just blessed to be able to wear a Cyclone singlet, knowing that I've had so many family members do it. And it's awesome to represent. I love competing. This is like, I'm in a candy shop and it's all gummy bears at the NCAA tournament. Like, this is awesome. So many good competitors. And so I'm super pumped to go out there and compete and you know, add on to the legacy. But, you know, like you said, you know, it's about wrestling for yourself, but I'm wrestling for God, my family, and having fun.
Second row here.
Andrew Spay with Flow Wrestling. Roman, can you talk about the team race and just how focused you and your teammates are on getting that championship again?
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a fun team race. Really don't know what's going to happen, but the way I look at it is I just control what I can control. You know, if I do my part and everyone else does their own part, all the points will come together. But it's going to be a fun one, and the fans are in for a good weekend of wrestling, and I'm excited for it.
So we have one in the back there.
Andrew Dustin, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Another question for you, Roman. You talked about before the Big Ten tournament about how you guys were looking to accomplish a little bit more. What are your expectations for your time here in Detroit?
I mean, our expectation is always to win, right? I think that's everyone who steps on the mat. Everyone wants to win, no one wants to lose. But you know, it's just enjoying ourselves, enjoying the moment. This comes and goes, and just take one match at a time. Most importantly, have fun. It's just grateful to be here, the opportunity. You know, you don't get many opportunities like this to go out there and wrestle in a big arena, fans, people rooting for you. So I think just take one match at a time and just control what I can control and enjoy it. And whatever happens, get the next best thing.
Two questions on this side.
Christian Powell, Flow Wrestling. Question for David. You have one loss in your career. It's to Ryan Deacon. You guys are the top 2 seeds here. That loss was early in your freshman campaign. Just contrast how different you are from that point, and how much do you think about that potential rematch?
Super excited to maybe be able to wrestle him again. I've just changed so much. I've become a different wrestler. I've gotten a lot better. Thankful to my coaches. You know, my coaches spend a lot of time with me. My dad spends a lot of time with me, and just truly blessed to have a coaching staff to help me and teammates that are great that help me get better every day. I feel like I've gotten a lot better, and every match I feel like I get better, so it's exciting to wrestle this tournament and hopefully have that rematch, so it should be fun.
Jim Carlson, Harrisburg PA. Miles, you know, Michigan's the host here, Big Ten title for you since '73. What would it mean to you for Michigan to win that team title?
I mean, it would be really special. And I'm going to kind of steal what Roman said, but, you know, for me, I'm kind of focused on just, you know, kind of taking care of what I have to take care of, controlling what I can control, I think. And then, you know, for the team, it's Team 100, and it's, you know, Sean Mormet's really done a great job since he's been at Michigan and taken over, kind of led the helm. And so, you know, for our fans, obviously that's something that they're just in for a show this week. No matter what happens, I think that we've come prepared, and you know, Michigan. I think it's going to be an exciting weekend. That's all I can really say.
Tony Hager, IE Russell. Question for David. You as an individual, you reaching your goals, but when you came to Iowa State, to bring Iowa State back in the top 10 this year, what are some of the goals, or coming in the tournament, what are the goals for the tournament, or for the team?
For sure, we want to try to get that top 5 spot, top 4 spot. But everyone just has to do their part. You know, we have some phenomenal wrestlers on our team. I love these guys. We're a family, and you know, they're my brothers. I want to see everyone do well, and everyone's goal is to go out there and do their best. So I'm gonna try to do my best, just like everyone else, and we're gonna wrestle hard. So that's what I expect for my team and things like that.
The front row.
Gable, you talked a little bit about what you're going to be going on in the WWE in the future, but I'm just curious about how you have trained yourself for that level of becoming a performer and entertainer, that type of thing. Who's helped you the most with that? Do you have to change an image at all? I mean, right now you're the good guy who gets standing ovations, the gold medalist. What will Gable Steveson look like in 5 to 10 years?
This is a great question. I think Gable Steveson in 5 to 10 years will probably be, in my eyes, I think he'll be a big superstar that has changed the amateur sport of wrestling and pro wrestling in the long run. You know, decisions I made are to make my family's needs better and make myself better too. And so I think to be able to go out there and have the best variety of options with Vince McMahon, and Triple H has been a real leader for me too. And there's so many people that I can put my stardom on, and who has helped me a lot. And I think Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, those guys have really stepped in and put both feet in with me, and to lead me in this direction is crazy to see, because you know, a lot of kids grow up watching WWE, UFC, and so much other things, and they want to be that superstar, and I have a chance to be the next Rock, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Second row here.
This question's for both Miles and Gable. I mean, not too many people have had an opportunity to go and win a medal at the Olympic Games and then come to the NCAA tournament. Very small amount of people going through that experience. Just curious, both you guys, you know, what's it like returning to school after having the experience in Tokyo?
Miles, want to take that first?
Sure. You know, I think that it was all positive things coming back from Tokyo. I mean, just being able to wrestle on that high of a stage, that world stage, and come home with a medal, I think it brought a lot of confidence back to Ann Arbor for me, you know, coming back, and just knowing that, you know, I've wrestled on the highest stages in the world and been able to compete and win matches and win the big matches. That was really important for, you know, my confidence, but also just it kind of puts it into perspective that, you know, college wrestling is a lot of fun. I mean, I think Gable can probably attribute to this too, but I think coming back just shows that, you know, it's very competitive, and you know, the fan base and just the kind of energy that's surrounded around college wrestling is second to none. Even in the world, you can go to any place in the world, but you know, the NCAA tournament especially is one of the most exciting events I've ever been a part of. So. Coming back was an easy decision for me, just because of that factor of, you know, the energy and the competitiveness between the teams, and really just having the opportunity to compete. That's really what it comes down to. So I love it.
Gable?
I think going off what he said too, you know, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. To go out there and put on a good show in front of 20,000 people. You know, at the Olympic Games, even wrestling a gold medal match, I probably had like 50 people watching, and 90% of them are USA fans screaming loud and cheering for me, which is a cool thing, which everybody wants as a kid growing up. And so go out there in Little Caesars Arena, dominate the field, come out as the champ is what we all want. That's what these 5 guys want, but they're not going to tell you that because they want to be humble up here. But I'm going to speak for them. And we all know what everybody on this podium wants. And so we're going to go out there, we're going to put on a good show, we're going to do a good job. And at the end of the day, we want to walk out with that national championship trophy like it is here to the right of me.
Additional questions for the student athletes? In the back there?
Miles, I'm curious, after going up against Aaron Brooks in the Big Tens, you have a tough one there against him, but ultimately come out on top. What kind of challenges does he pose? And if you get the chance, you know, I guess going up against him again in that hypothetical, you know, what makes him a tough wrestler, as well as having to beat somebody a second time?
I mean, he's just a great competitor. You know, I knew that even before wrestling him. I watched him wrestle in the past, and I respect the way he wrestles. He's you know, likes to score points just like me, and I always love to go out there and have a guy that's going to, you know, come forward at you, and that's how he wrestles. So I always look forward to those deep water battles. That's kind of what, why I train, is to wrestle guys that are going to push you to that last 30 seconds in the third period, and you're in kind of a dogfight and you got to figure it out. That's what makes it fun for the fans, not just the wrestlers. So I think for me, I just I got to focus on one match at a time. That's really the cliche statement, but realistically, if you want to perform at your best, you don't want to overlook anybody. So going to focus on my first match tomorrow, and obviously that match is in the back of my head, and if it does happen, I'll be excited to just go out there and put on a show, and I'm sure it's the same for him.
In the second row there.
JP Pearson, Black Shoe Diaries. This question is for Roman. In 2019, after securing All-American, you hung out in the tunnel on Saturday night watching Dolph, Nickel, Chenzo, Hall, and Cassar prep for the finals. What did you take away from those early observations?
Yeah, I think just my freshman year, I felt like I could have done a lot better. It was my first time at an NCAA tournament, and I was just throwing the fire. Over the years, I've just grown a lot, really changed a lot of things in my lifestyle, just the way I train and my mental approach to wrestling and stuff like that. So, yeah, I definitely feel like I've jumped levels over the years, but it sucked not watching or not being with those guys wrestling. That's that I just watching, especially that whole year, they were just dominating everyone, and at ease too, and I'm just like struggling. I'm taking my losses, so but I think I figured it out, but I definitely just grown up a lot over the past couple of years as a person, on and off the mat.
I'm just a wrestling fan, but how did those teammates help you when you were struggling with those losses? I'm curious.
They're just always there for me, and even today in the wrestling room, they're also always cheering me on. So, and I look up to those guys. They've been here, done it multiple times too. So, just being in that room is just it's just hard not wanting to get better and keep it going. It's just that room's just special, and every day practice I go in there finding new ways to get better. But yeah, I look up to every single one of those guys. Nolf, Chenzo, Cassar, I'm still close to all of them, but yeah, they're all good dudes.
We've got time for a few more questions. A reminder, if you're on Zoom and you do have a question, please feel free to let us know in the chat. We'll continue with questions here in the concourse, second row.
This is for Gable. You've dominated a class of excellent heavyweights these past 2 years. Could you describe for us the different feels you get from Cass versus Kirk versus Paris?
All of them are really great wrestlers. I grew up wrestling Kirkley, Cassiope, and I think the first time I wrestled Cassiope when I was probably 12 years old. And so just the rest of those guys have a different feel from each of them. You really have to adapt to how everyone's going to come at you. And there's a target on your back. Everybody wants to hit that target, and my job is to make sure that I'm outperforming and I'm outworking everybody on the back end too. And so, three great competitors, 3 top NCAA heavyweights, and each person you said is going to finish on a podium. And so it's weird to think about how good the Big Ten heavyweights are and how productive all the coaches are being with them.
Any other questions here in the concourse? Looks like we do have one in the chat. We'll go to the first row here, and then we'll go to Zoom after this, Josh.
So this is for Gable and Roman. This is the first year with NIL deals. Let's talk a little bit about that. How's it influenced your season?
Gable, you want to take that first?
Roman can take it first.
NIL, it's a cool thing. It's more money coming in that we didn't have. I think big thing to understand though for wrestling, it's not a whole lot of money compared to college football. These big star college football players got a lot of money coming in, and Gable's different. He has a lot. I know he has a lot of money coming in. He got those chains and stuff, but I have more money in my pockets than I've ever had before the NIL. So I'm grateful and thankful for it. But yeah, I think it's definitely cool, and I think the biggest thing, just other wrestlers growing up and stuff, is don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And social media is a new way of money. So I know some coaches don't like it, but I think if you know how to do it and don't let it be a distraction, it's a good thing. And for me, this whole process, just me growing my brand, because eventually, I want to fight one day. So just enjoying it. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more money than I've ever had. And be able to finish it out.
I think the NILs was a great thing, and you know, kids nowadays have money in their pockets. They can go to the stores and get what they need, and make sure that they're living healthy too. And so, just going out there and, like Roman said, social media is our tool now. Like, we want to have pictures, and you go out there, and I'm wearing Scrap Life gear right now, and I appreciate everybody who's bought in, especially the shoes that come out. The pre-order came through, and so if you want to show some more love to me, I love it if y'all do. But you know, just it's opened so many doors for college athletes to stay in college too, especially with basketball and football. You know, guys are going one and done in basketball, and if they can't go one and done, I mean, NIL helps them out. In football, if they can't go 3 and out, they can go one more year and collect some extra paychecks and go out there and perform well. Maybe they get to lead the next year. So there's so much variety that comes with the NIL. You know, WWE has the Next in Line program that many of people, even Mason Harris and Ferrari here, are involved in. So it's cool to see that the legacy is growing, and with the college sports and things are opening up, and many doors are going to keep growing for us too.
All right, Josh, let's skip over to Zoom for the one question we have in the waiting room.
We have a question for Gable from Jeff Wald with Fox 9 Sports in Minneapolis.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Just want to make sure you can hear me before I go.
Just a little bit, yeah. You good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm just curious, what does it mean to you, or what would it mean to you to go out as a 2-time NCAA champion after winning at every level in this sport, and then to have your season end potentially undefeated?
It would mean a lot to go out on top. I could speak for every guy on these chairs right here. I mean, everybody wants to go out with that first place trophy, like I mentioned before. We're going to put our best forward, put our both feet forward, and just go out there and enjoy our time. You know, a lot of people don't understand that, like, that we come out of tournaments and so many people are expecting so much from us, and we just want to go out there and just enjoy our 5 matches and literally just put on a good show for the people that pay so much money to sit in them suites and sit in the front row, and we want to make sure you guys have the best time possible. And so, I mean, I'm trying to speak for all of us here, and if anyone wants to chime in, we just love the sport of wrestling. You know, wrestling is made me a better human, better wrestler, better everything, for me being at home, for me being with people I hang out with, from everything, like kids I interact with. I mean, what people don't see in the limelight doesn't go unnoticed, and so I just try to make sure I put my good heart out there, my good soul, so that people can really see who Gable Steveson is, because I guess a lot of people really don't know who he is, and I'm trying to put out that message that Gable is a figure for these little kids that are going to come and watch, and the older people that are going to come and watch, and the middle-aged people that are going to come and watch. You know, there's the variety that I'm trying to hit is something special, and I hope that one day, 20 years later, they're going to look back on me Saturday night or whenever I'm done, and they're going to look back and be Gable did what he was supposed to do, and that's make wrestling a bigger sport as a whole.
Thanks, Gable. Any other questions from the assembled media here in the concourse? Okay, second row.
This question is for Yanni. I wonder if you and the rest of the guys really will tune into the Brutus Super Match freestyle event tonight. Will you watch that while you're relaxing?
If I'm going to be honest, I'm a pretty big wrestling nerd, so if I had any kind of free time, I'd be watching wrestling. So there's definitely a chance I sign in. I don't know about you guys, but I'll definitely be watching those matches if I can.
All right, we'll get you out of here with this, guys. Just maybe down the line, what's it going to mean to wrestle in front of fans again? I know it's been a couple of years, and what are your first impressions of Little Caesars Arena? We'll start with Miles and just go down the table.
Yeah, it means the world. I mean, all these guys said it. That's why part of the reason why we do it is we want to put on a show, and you know, for me, it's extra special. It's in Detroit, but yeah, last year it was weird that we didn't have fans, you know, thinking about it. The NCAAs and the Big Tens felt right. 10 days ago in Nebraska, you know, that environment, and it's going to be even better here. So I'm excited.
You know, I don't know if this is my last NCAA tournament yet or not, but I'm just going to enjoy it. But my family's going to be here, and yeah, with the fans, it's going to be awesome. That's why we do it. I mean, I consider myself like an entertainer, so I just want to go out there, put on a show, and most importantly, we all need each other to grow the sport, so it's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, I mean, any opportunity you can get to wrestle the best guys in the country, you got to take it, you got to enjoy it, right? I feel like, you know, for all of us, we want that competition, we want to wrestle the best guys, and this is the chance to get a hold of everyone, you know, thinks they have a chance. So this is really exciting, and I'm really excited to compete.
Yeah, just grateful for the opportunity. I mean, there's a lot of fans out there that want to watch us wrestle, and so, I mean, wrestling is just so much fun. I just think about it, like when I was a little kid, just watching this tournament, just all the great wrestling that happens. So I'm honored to be able to wrestle in this tournament again and have some more fun, go out there and wrestle and be an entertainer.
It's bittersweet. You know, it's my last NCAA tournament. Just, you know, I just want to make sure everybody I on a good note, make sure everybody watches a good show. Because, you know, when the lights hit, Gable hits better.
That's a great way to end it. Thanks, guys. Good luck this week. Appreciate it.